Here we're looking at monkey ears, the traditional answer to a monkey ear, which makes us think of the letter D shape coming off the head. And it'll be cut from a folded piece of fabric, so it might be that the sock is still intact. Here I have a pair of ankle socks, and I'm gonna use a pattern that I made from a stack of Post-its that I had laying around. And here's the sticky edge, and I folded it back. And in looking at the model monkeys, and you're thinking, okay, I want it to be that letter D shape. So just like on the folded piece of paper, you're drawing that letter D. Pull it off. Cut it with some regular paper scissors. And then here's your pattern that you're going for. And then you can line it up on the sock. Well, for me, I'd like to go ahead and cut the sock up. To get to the ears, I would have already cut this off for the mouth, so that toe makes a good muzzle. I would also then just go ahead and cut the heel for another muzzle at another time. You could put those in your bag for monkey mouth. And then here we are with, let's see, the cuff. The cuff itself makes a good mouth sometimes, that other style of mouth. So we'll put that aside. And then here we have a nice piece of sock. We have our pattern, and we line it up on the folded edge. And we take our fabric scissors, cut an ear, and then that's ready for sewing. We sew the outside edge, and then you'd be attaching the folded edge to the monkey. And that's how, let's see, I could turn it around and do the opposite. Sometimes the scraps are very interesting. Could turn out to be a dress or a tank top on a monkey. Good scrap. Be a cool outfit. Alright. So looking at the ears, we have the letter D shape. These were all traditional monkey locations, which is why I wanted to include them in this monkey ear video. Here 4 of them are made with eyelash, and then the one is with regular yarn. And on this I did look for placement of a banana included in the ears. On this one the treble clef is included in the ears. On this one I thought about what color stripes did I want to then place my pattern piece on the sock and select a certain sequence of colors for the ears. And wanting also here the dinosaurs to be located and showing on the ears. So sometimes when the ears are plain, you can get the pattern piece anywhere you want, and sometimes when the prints are interesting, it might cause even the ear shape to change. So let's check that out. When you have interesting socks that come with details that are part of the reason you bought the socks, like loving certain creatures or having a connection to something, and then as you're making your creature, you discover that when you go to do the ears, you can cut the shape that you find on the sock. Like these, you're looking forward to Taco Monkey to be able to find the place on the sock where you would put that fold, make the fold happen and cut the shape for the ear. That's going to make a fun monkey ear. to then cut around, or little broccoli puffs for the ears, which would then cause a shifting for the ear to come up higher on the head. In this case, the monkey's star qualities are showing, and so I place the shape cutting around the star, and it's a nice strong circle shape, but then it frames so that you can see the star really nicely. In this one, the shark chomping out of the water, it was such a powerful shape, and it's so enjoyable for people who love sharks. And so that just called out to be made into ears, and then shifting them, is it dog-like, is it cat-like, what similarities does it matter? The ladybugs make a beautiful circle shape that was nice, pivoted up higher onto the head there. Here the pincushion, like a hedgehog or porcupine, needed to be the ears in this case. And then we have G-Bear, where framing the letter G, which is so powerful, and this little monkey bear creatures, just by shifting that shape up higher on the head, that changed the feature, changed the creature. So there's some special things I want to tell you about these sweet little creatures. This one was, originally headed to be a monkey, but then when I cut the ears so big of that letter D shape that we talked about, following a paper pattern to be able to find that, as I cut it much, so large, thinking it would be this amazing monkey, and then it just didn't look right. And so as I was exploring where do I sew these things, and I slid them up the head and turned them, and then found that that's where they would want to settle and to become, donkey monkey. And it helped that I did not cut a tail from the second sock, so these arms were bigger, and left them boxy, which then becomes hoof-like, which then is just so convincingly donkey monkey. In this case, I did cut a tail from the second sock, and then did not sew it, and it turned into a scarf that forever lives on the monkey. So that was delightful. The ears came from the toe of the second sock. So if you're thinking about, one sock is the body and the legs, and then that second sock, you're cutting the long arms, the tail in this case, which became the scarf, and then those remaining portions, you have the heel, and in this case I use the heel for the muzzle, and then use the toe and just cut the toe in half to get this print up here for the ears. Not wanting the black ears, but wanting to repeat this beautiful print that's going on there. Sometimes when you're making a creature, it calls for rabbit ears. That if you are enjoying the striped or the print of your piece, of your socks that you're sewing with, and you want to see so much more of that print by letting the ears be these long, fun, floppy pieces, then you could decide to do that. It comes from the toe of the sock, of that second sock that you're cutting from. So it actually might have started with this one, that I loved seeing the stripes so much that I wanted more ear space to be able to enjoy the stripes, and thought, hey, a rabbit would do great. So, this comes from that toe of the second sock, and you cut down the length of that, and you get the two ears that you stitch. And in these cases, I'm not stuffing them at all, so that they're floppy ear bunnies, and they're just so sweet. And some of them are currently blind monkeys at the moment. I'm not sure if they're going to get eyes like this guy, or what's going to happen there, but we'll see what happens. So here we have a pair of kid socks, crew socks I guess you would say, and I'm going to show you how we would cut the socks in order to get this kind of a little flop-eared bunny creature. You would take the first sock and change the fold of the sock as though you were going to put it on your foot. I turn it over to the back so that I know I'm not going to cut to the heel. This is the whole body. I know this is the ears segment, but we're just showing you the whole creature in case you're going to take a pair of socks and make something. So I will cut right up to just before the heel, and then that's the two legs. And I can decide, am I going to round the toes? I think I'm going to leave them square. So there's the body and the legs from the first sock. Now I'm going to take the second sock and I'm going to cut the arms, which means I'm cutting just above the heel and I'm cutting all the way across the sock. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to look at what looks like the middle to me, and I'm going to cut right up the middle. And there's my two arms, and I'm not rounding the toes, so they're just ready for sewing. And now we get to, here's a muzzle. Now we're going to be using the whole toe of the sock for the rabbit ears, so we will use the heel for the muzzle in this case. I'm leaving some of the orange color on because it's on the other side, and sometimes that looks nice as a framing device. So there's the muzzle. And then we take the remainder of the sock, and I want it to be balanced, so we're going to have the toe line running across the sock, and fold it, maybe do some hand pressing just to flatten it out, and just going to trim the bottom of it to even it up so that it's not confusing. And now I'm going to cut up the center of the sock to make two ears, to make a flop-ear bunny. I think one side's bigger than the other, and that's okay. And there we have our bunny parts. So friends, I hope you found that informative and helpful as you're making your choices. Thank you for watching this video. We really enjoy making videos for you. We love you. Have a great day.